Generic greetings and welcome back once again to Prison Architect, and indeed a new series. Today's beverage is a very nice traditional cup of tea, hopefully the perfect planning beverage, because that's what we'll be doing in episode 1. So welcome back to Prison Architect, and indeed a new series, this time focusing on the Sunset update, the latest and last Prison Architect update that we shall see, full of quality of life improvements and bug fixes apparently. I have gone through the list in not an exhaustive but fairly detailed manner in a previous video, so you can go back and check that out. But basically, this is the sort of swan song. It's where hopefully all, if not most of the bugs are fixed. Time will tell. I've not put a huge amount of time into Sunset, so I can't personally claim whether that's the case or not, but we've got some new remote doors, increase in van speed, different capacitors, different dog mutators, etc. But anyway, with that said and done, let's jump in and we'll start the series. Let's go to create new prison, and we need to sort of... Well, I want to set up my stall early on this one, and this is not going to be the everything prison. We've tried that several times in the past, and although some have been successful, some not so successful, they generally lack in focus, which makes them a bit, I wouldn't say bland, but it's sort of spreading butter over too much bread, very thin down. So there's going to be a general focus, and the focus for this series is stuff I've been neglecting and haven't done for a while. So for example, we want to go with female prison agenda, we want to go with desert uniforms, and indeed the desert plot type, because we haven't done that in a while either. We're also going to go with Dr. Slugworth for our warden, which means we are going to be turning on the psych ward criminally insane inmates. It's no secret, and I've mentioned it before, I am not a fan of psych ward. I don't really like the whole criminally insane thing and the whole the whole psych ward. But whatever, we're gonna run it, and I'll put up and shut up. Let's go for a guard dog of... it's going to have to be the bow tie bandit again, isn't it? Where we'll have medium or small. I'm going to go with small world size, because the idea is I want to expand into all directions. 50 grand, so a little bit of an extra help there for our generic units of currency. Desert plot we've talked about. We're going to not have weather, no gangs. We've done that previously. That was the all legendary thing. Didn't work so well. Dynamic rotations is off. I'm not a big fan of that. Fog of war is off, so you can see things. Fairly conditions are on. We're going to generate forests. We're going to have not warden mode. We are going to have on events no temperature or staff needs. Escape plans are on. And let's go to DLC settings. We don't want any of the tropical fever jungle pack stuff. No undead. We can put on prisoner aging, because why not? No gangs, no weather or intensity. We're not doing it in an island bound like island prison. We are going to have on criminally insane inmates, and cleared for transfer is available, so we might as well turn that on, and let's click play. So this is the plot that we've been given. Let's go over to our intake, and we're going to turn off all of the inmates there, and well, let's go ahead and get some planning on the go. So as per usual, we do have this this small plot of land. This is just going to be the very basics, and then we're going to expand and add stuff in, so like work and extra amenities, things like that. Over to our objects here, and to the bottom, we want to go to dismantle object. Actually, can we just sell? No, we're just going to have to dismantle. So we'll dismantle all of these trees, and we'll get those sold, so there's those removed. Over to this side, and the rooms will be deliveries first. I'm going to put deliveries up the top here. What size is that? That was a 12 by something or other. We're going to go with a garbage place, and it's going to go in there, again 12, and then exports, which we'll put in here as well. Okay, that's pretty much job done. We'll remove most of that, and the workers can crack on. So in terms of the walls, we're going to have the standard 10. I believe you only need the 8 on there, but we're just going to give us some added room. As I said, expansion is going to happen anyway, so I'm not concerned about some of the stuff we're doing here. And 10 to there, that is fine. We'll remove that, and then this is going to come along. And well, we're going to have it 10 like that, but this is actually going to be building. All of this bit at the front is going to be building, because I don't intend, not saying it's not going to happen, but I don't intend on expanding over the road to the right. It's just too much of a nuisance, quite frankly, to deal with that. So we'll double check the middle, which is 80. So we're going to go 41 to there. And let's just double check the measurement of that. We've got 40 to the edge and then 38. Hang on. So it's going to have to be that one there. Is that right? That is... No, other way around. Of course, it is that one and that one. So let's just remove that and that. And that is potentially the middle of the prison, assuming calculations are correct. 39. And we should be all right on this one, but we'll double check. It is... Going to say that is correct. Yeah, 39 to there. So this is going to be our entrance, and we'll have in... This is our... Well, I was going to say visitation. That is totally wrong. It will lead to visitation eventually, but this is going to be our visitor area. I don't think we need... Do we need visitor reception? Visitor reception. Area visitors check in and potentially search for... Make sure they pose no danger to the prison, either via contraband or their health. You know what then? We're gonna do something different. We're gonna go to planning and we're gonna have this as a room like this. And what will happen is we'll have it like, because we can, let's have it a bit larger. This is gonna be a security room like that. And the idea is that the visitors come in. They'll come in here. This will be reception. This will be the visitor reception. 6 and 6. And they'll go through here and then out here into the main facility if they need to. Otherwise, they can go along one of several paths this way or wherever. That's a thing. Yeah, I mean, that'll work. Oh, they are using chainsaws to cut down a cactus. Cacti? Cactuses? Cactises? Yeah, cactises. All right, back here then. So this is where we're going to have that. I think it would be of some benefit to allow them to enter this way. And this is going to be probably a visitor room. We could have visitor room there. Actually, I found it a little bit larger. Probably best. That should be 12 if calculations are correct. It is. And same thing on this side. The reason I'm making it symmetrical is because, A, that's normally my default option. And secondly, this could contain, if I wanted, and only if, that could contain the visitor booths rather than the visitor tables. If we wanted to, we could always change that if need be. Let's go for some doors. This is, as always, in a state of flux. I don't know exactly what we are going to be making, nor do I know exactly how we're going to operate this, but that's sort of the idea, right? So the people can come along here. I mean, we could even, to be honest, run this like so and have these as all of the visitor buildings, so the visitors never truly enter the body of the facility. That's actually, I mean, we've done something like that before, but not to this extent where we've put this big brick in. There is a big downside of that, and when it comes to expansion, we need a way for them to come along here. Okay, fair enough. So that's fine. Let's go ahead and think about then... Well, we need somewhere for the prisoners to stay. I'm going to go with probably some pathways. I'm going to run some pathways along here. So this is where we just have a gap of 2. Hang on, gap of 2 there. All the way along to there. And then... You know what we're going to do? We're going to preemptively say that's going to be a path and that's going to be a path. So we know in the future that... I mean, we can put doors in there. Like that. Going to do the same on this side, there and there. And you know what as well? Let's do something different. Let's do that and that. These are still going to be outside, I should point out. These are all outside still. Pathing there is going to be a problem. Because this means that the staff or visitors come this way, they're going to have to cross that. Not a big fan of that. Not a big fan at all. But what can we do, right? Not much. We're going to have... Let's just go with it. Let's just run with that. I mean, the plan is to have... I don't know what type of category prisoner. The rough plan was to have every category of prisoner eventually. Potentially. So we'll have that. And then obviously this can be This can be staff only, this bit. This will be shared, so the visitors will come through here around, and that way... In reality, they won't, where they're going to come this way and then they're going into the main body of the facility, because that's just how they often operate. Let's go for the walls there. Sorry, that's fences over to walls. And, yeah, so we're going to have doors in there. That should be back to the wall, like so. And then we've got this big block. So I'm going to just make it size 21, just so we can have in... It is 10... and 10. Sorry, it should be 22, shouldn't it then? So 10 to there, 10 to there. So there's the buildings. That just doesn't look right, but apparently it is. Yeah. I'm going to have the same on this side. So just up here, and it's that. So the idea being that we can have things like reception. We can have, sorry, not reception. We've got the visitor reception over here. We've got visitation, we've got, say, a chapel, we've got mailroom, we've got library, we've got a training room, whatever these happen to be. And we've still got pathways that go down and across and other ways as well. This at the back here, this is going to be our staff-only area. Didn't discuss it at the start, but I wanted to put the staff-only area at the very back, because when you expand, it will then end up in the middle, and we've had great success with middling ones. In fact, what we did previously, we actually put them like right in the middle, and that was really cool. Not sure that's the way we're going to go with this one. What we may end up doing is expanding and then have this as a big compound. That would mean, however, that we have to do this. So this, I mean, we should probably use the fences tool. Yeah, I'll re-fence this so you know what I'm on about. Actually, that will... Ooh, quite. I mean, this could all be fence. No, that's going to be indoors. That's going to be indoors. So it's going to go to there. That'll be fence. This will be fence until, say, there. This is all going to be fencing. That's going to be fencing. All this is fencing up until about there. And this is obviously version 1. This is not set in stone in any way, shape, or form. In fact, I'm taking a bit of a different approach to this series. There's going to be fewer episodes per week, but more time between them in order for feedback. Naturally, if you're watching this 2 decades after the series has ended, then, well, sorry, I can't help you. That goes there, that potentially goes there, and that's the idea, that something like that. All right. And this is the building for whatever, that when we expand, the building will go there and the compound will go around. Yep, that seems to work for me. So we'll have an entrance there, we'll have an entrance there. Naturally, we'll have 2 entrances there as well. And we want, well, we want probably a staff room on this side. Let's just go with an internal of 6. And then we need the offices, which is going to come down here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We only really need 5, which is that. Then that leaves very little room for a security room and a kennel. We're not going to have an armory to start with, so I'm not too bothered about that. This could be a kennel. I could even remove this part of the building and put the kennel outside if need be. This is a security room, and I could always increase the size of that, and that's where our CCTV is. That's interesting, isn't it? Do we do that? 5 internal. Let me just double check. Visitor reception is no size requirement. No size requirement. We can do that. That works perfectly well for me. So we could have that as a security room. Okay. I'm still not convinced on this, but I'm gonna move on for now. So yes, staff only back there, which means that probably the best place for our food is actually on this side of all places. What I'll do then is I'll remove some of this. Let me go ahead and go for walls. I'm just going to measure the center. There's the center there. So if we were, for example, to have that as a fence, what if we have maybe a gap that goes around like that, and then we'll have our maybe fairly large... maybe do we have a fairly large area here for maybe a canteen and a kitchen, perhaps? It's a plumber's estimate. Oh, I don't know. It's a teeth dryer. Okay. Not sure. Not entirely sure on what we want to do with this one. Coming out there, and maybe just one entrance exit to the compound. I also realised that we can have patrols here. We can't have the guard towers. That's not much of a concern. I can easily place them in there if we need to. Yeah. Okay. Right. Let's still have this walkway around. Let's just accept that that's a thing. So that's going to go along there. I will have a double door in here, like that. And I'm going to remove them from that side, probably. That'll probably change. But anyway, from here then, we want a building of a fairly large size. It's going to be size 12. That's in fencing. It should have been in building. And you're probably thinking, why on earth are you making this so large? Good question. Don't have an answer for you. But that's going to be the size of the room. No, I do have an answer. I'll get to that in a moment. That's actually not going to be the entrance either. So, in the centre, we're going to have our kitchen. So, it's going to be probably, I don't know, 6 and 6. So, this is going to be the kitchen. Like so. And probably big enough for what we require. And the entrance is going to be... I'm going to do the sort of toilet stall approach that we've done previously. On like a back wall. Like that. Alright. And it feels a bit too small actually. But then again, I always oversize the canteen. Historically anyway. I do like the idea of the toilet stalls being on the back. Like that. And then have this across. And then the entrance goes there. But I am gonna increase this size a little bit. Because we can always put phone booths in here. There's no real problem in doing that. So it's that. So there's your sort of toilet stall area. There is your entrance. Just going to double check the sizing of that. It is 6 off the edge. So 6 off the edge. Comes across. And we'll just piano tooth it. Like that. And to be fair, we don't need that double one. We can go that way and do that. We need a gap of 2 because we're putting sinks in, and I think we can rotate them. Fairly confident we can rotate them. If not, we'll find out soon enough during the build phase of this. And this is where we've got our, well, another entrance in there probably. Is that a big enough kitchen? I think it is. I think it is big enough. If we were to have our 4x3s in here. We're probably going to run the other way, actually. So, 4x3. No. I think I was right. 4x3. 4x3. Similar on this size. This side. And then... or is that way better? We can have it like that. And then serving tables can be in the middle. I'm not gonna over-engineer that. He says... While he now over-engineers it. I mean, that sits in better, doesn't it? It sits in better. Okay. Let's go for a temporary permanent option there. Something like that. Like that. And like that. Serving tables across the way, which will be 15 because of the size. And then we've got other places as well. So, and obviously you've got your toilets in there. And your toilets in there. And we can have phone booths in here. You get the idea, and this is where you've got your kitchen as well. You've got your double security door there, Ooh, we're gonna have metal detectors either side as well, because prisoners, if they have access to it, can go in and then go out the back. So we may have to do that. Doesn't look great, but it is what it is. Let's put in the walls. In the objects across there and across there. Don't know what they're going to be yet. We could have the sinks either side. And we could have fridges and freezers. Something like that anyway. We're not going to stress over it too much. Obviously the office is on the left-hand side. You've got that there. This could be chapel. Whatever. Haven't got a power room yet. It's probably going to be this one actually now that I think about it. And we'll see where the kennels go. We've got loads of space here. So in terms of the cells, they're going to be fairly simple. So we're just going to get these walls here. And, well, we're going to go with the standard 3x2 setup. Each one will probably have its own shower, or do we go with a separate shower? Do I go with a separate shower? It's possible. It's possible. I have seen some designs where they do that and have a shower there, and that would be how many showers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if we go, say 7, 8, and then then out here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's the end of it, and basically the same again. So don't know exactly where it's going to go, but it's like this, and we have showers at the end. It's a bit of a hotbed for fighting, I'm well aware of that. Like that, and then put these in. Hang on. Don't know what I'm doing there. Sort of on autopilot making that bit there. Is that right? That seems about right. It's a bit of a tight gap there, and the entrance is not in a great position. Okay, when in doubt, triple the size. Not triple the size, but certainly just increase it. 1, 2, 3, 4 to there. That's the final wall. And this is going to be the cell block. Oh, nice happy accidents there when we overdraw, but we still get our L shape. Oh, hang on. Hang on. Should that be further down? That's a gap of 3. Yeah, we should be one further down. So it's that. Just double check. 7 to there. 7 to there. Yeah. Okay. So there is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. And that's 4, and that's 5. That's because it should be that. All right. Done. Let's have that again, but on this side. Size is 29 by 15. 29 by 15. That could be our model cell block. It's not a problem. We could have entrances either side, which will then give us access to probably pathways along here. I think the canteen's going to end up bigger. But then again, that's normally the case. Coming along here, and down here. These are going to be yards. Let's go for yards. Probably speed up so it's actually a bit later. I think that ship sailed. So, there's all that. Yeah. So, what are we missing? Well, we're missing loads of stuff. We know we're missing loads of stuff. We'll go through the... We haven't got solitary. We'll go through the list. Cells, yes. Holding cells. No, we're not having one. Oh, actually, we will have one. Solitary, no. Dormitories, no. Don't plan on them yet. Family cells, we're going to get to that. That's what this middle section was going to be. Canteens and kitchens, yes. Showers, yes. Yards, yes. Storage, no. Offices, yes. Common rooms, not yet, but we can easily put them along this area here. Visitation, yes, ×2. Chapel, all that's in here. Reception, yes. Psychiatrist office, and we've got the padded cells. Yeah. Yeah. That's, it's an unknown. I mean, we got medium security. We're going to bring low security in to begin with. But I can't recall ever doing family cells with criminally insane. I really can't. But anyway, at the front here, this is going to be a What's it going to be? It's going to be holding cell. So minimum size for a holding cell is, I believe, 4. I will double check because it may be 5. It is a 5 by 5. Good job, we've double checked there. So it's going to be something like that, 5 by 5. So we'll have, say, this and this. There is our holding cell. It is basic, but it is indeed in. We're going to have in the... where is it? Doors in there and there. I'm going to remove that. I don't know why I put that in. I wanted pathways. These are going to be family cells. These bits at the front, there could be... We could do solitary. We could do a bit of solitary in there if we were so inclined. We need more solitary than that, but... It'll do for now. So then we've got this, which is the family cells. So family cells are going to come along. There will only be one entrance, which is going to be at the back here. We will have a probably pathway coming along. Preemptive big building for... We haven't got a medical area, so it's probably going to be this. Probably going to be actually half that size. Can we do that? 4 by 4 by 4. I don't think there's really any great use for this building in that particular format, so we'll have to change that up. So family cells, we're going to have in the family cells of 3 by 3. These are obviously where we'll have a nursery as well, which will go in the middle. I think that is correct anyway, but like I say, looks like we're going to have a slightly bigger cell on that side. A bit of more of a luxurious cell. What we'll do then, we'll change it so we have a 4 and a 4. There we go. And as for the criminally insane stuff, well, that's up in the air at the moment. Okay. Criminally insane inmates must have padded cells. You can transform standard cells into padded cells via the rooms menu. Make sure you have psychiatrists and orderly staff members on your payroll. Psychiatrists will also require a special office. Set up some psychic consultation programs with your criminally insane inmates. These are one-on-one sessions with the psychiatrist and padded cells to keep the inmates under control. And that's pretty much it. Okay. So it is just really the padded. So we need padded holding cells, padded cells, padded solitary cells. We can change these into that if we need to. And I don't know how it's going to work with this, with the sort of, whether you've got the, family cells. Yeah. So you got family cells. Family cells, yes. Oh, they're minimum size 4 by 4. Oh, right. Good job I checked that one. I thought it was actually a bit larger. But we may have to repurpose this then. So 4 by whatever. Yeah, so this at the front then, that is because I'm just going to remove that. That's going to become our nursery. Let's just remove these doors. In fact, this whole thing is going to become family cells. So 4 and across. It's minimum size of 4 by 4. It's not going to fit in, is it? No. We're going to have a fairly big area there, which could be... That could be the nursery. You don't get many family inmates or with the family need. So, I don't know, we'll say something like that. Something like that. Okay. Well, lots of unknowns, but the adventure begins. That is pretty much, I think, as far as I want to take the build at this stage. Because I know there's going to be a mountain of changes. I do anticipate a mountain of changes. So there's no point in over-engineering it massively to then come back and have to pretty much change the majority of it. So I think we're going to leave it there pretty much for now for this very first iteration. A lot of the time when we change things, it's often a change that's fairly minor. I expect some big changes, and I've, as I said, left purposely several days between this episode and the next one coming out for feedback, etc. It's, if nothing else, different. And after a decade of playing the game, I'll take different over efficient. Just for the sake of variety. So there we go. There's several things we're missing. we've got nursery, we can go in there. We've got all of this. We've got the yards. I'm tempted to shrink the yard down. Yeah, there's things like farming and all that. We're not even discussing that. It's not happening until we get later on in the build. There's no workshops, nothing like that. We haven't got classrooms in, but that's the tentative plan. That is the tentative first. Well, that is the first draft for this series. We've got cells, obviously padded. You've got family cells there. Don't know how that's going to work with criminally insane inmates and such, but we'll see how we get on with that one. This is obviously oversized, but that has to include the expansion as well, where we have more inmates. But I'm going to leave it there for now. That's been a bit of Prison Architect. Hope you have enjoyed this little run through with this build, what we've basically said about the ideas for what we want to accomplish with the series. And yes, we will see how things go. Let me just go to storage here, and storage can go there, because why not? And we will see how this gets on in the upcoming, like I say, first draft. So I do anticipate changes, and as always, let me know in the comments what you think in terms of the design, any feedback, changes, requirements, even just things I've totally missed. By all means, just leave them in the comments there. As always, hope you have enjoyed the episode, and I guess for what it is, the series thus far. I don't know why those were removed. I've obviously just accidentally clicked and dragged when I shouldn't have done. Oh, obviously metal detectors on here as well. I think that's fairly self-explanatory for this sort of building. But yeah, we'll leave it there for now. That's been a bit of Prison Architect. Next episode, we'll get some changes introduced, and as well as cracking on with the building. Hope you have enjoyed it. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.